Good afternoon, it's Jan from Twink Stampin'. I'm an independent UK demonstrator and I've come along today to share a project with you. But before I do, I'd just like to apologise firstly for not being around for the last couple of weeks. I've had quite a few health issues. Um, I had a tooth infection which almost sent me up the wall. I had a reaction to my flu jab this time, which I've never done before. And then on top of that, my grandchildren passed on their cold to me. So I've been out of action, feeling very sorry for myself the last couple of weeks. And I've forced myself to come out here today and carry on and get a video done for you. And also I'd like to thank those people who messaged me and texted me and asked me where I was, and because they hadn't seen me on my video they were concerned, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for contacting me to ask how I was. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Today is quite a simple project. Brain's not been working brilliantly. At Christmas time I do love to create boxes for my chocolates, because I don't like to give just a box of chocolates or a chocolate bar or whatever without it being wrapped up. This is a very, very simple one, but as you know me, I like plain and simple. It's just some DSP and some labels, and then inside I've decorated another label, and there's a lovely bar of chocolate, and it's a very fitting bar of chocolate. Not seen these before. Milk and white chocolate in the Christmas shaped bar. Well, it won't be Christmas shaped for long, will it? Right, I won't eat it just yet, but I will be. But I thought that would be a nice gift. Just pop it in a little box to give to somebody. Makes it look a bit more than a bar of chocolate. I made another one. It's a more masculine one. I haven't actually finished this one. I just thought I would show you. You can use all sorts of different papers and stuff with it. This one was using hang on a moment, I'll just let you know. It was the Peaceful Prince DSP, and I just fussy cut some reindeers. I fussy cut the inside of the, these are snowflakes. I fussy cut those out, and I think I die cut some flowers and just stuck them in the middle, and again used the label, which is from, I'll put it away now, you bet. It's actually from the Pretty Pillar Box die. Now it's there. I love this die. I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't a little bit bigger. I found it quite fiddly to use, but I will persevere. And because I actually made it, rather than being a pillar box, I actually made it into a little credit card holder. You know, so that you could buy a gift card, not necessarily a credit card, but a gift card you could pop in there. So yeah, I was going to decorate it before I showed you, but I haven't got round to it. So I thought that would be quite nice, you know, if you wanted to give a gift at Christmas. Nice bar of chocolate, and then they get a nice little gift card. So it's nicer than just having a plain bar of chocolate handed to you. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to make this. I've used the Whimsy and Wonder DSP for this one. Absolutely love this set. I like anything shiny, and these papers just don't disappoint me at all. They're all very, very sparkly and all gold foiled. They're just beautiful. I'll just run through just a couple of sheets of them. In fact, I think if you look back on some of my other videos, you'll see some pictures of these. So these are lovely ornaments. There's even a little deer in there. And then you've got the snowflakes, which is beautiful. That was the one I was going to use for the front of that, but then I changed my mind. They've got beautiful, beautiful, some presents. but I liked the holly one. I love that holly. I love the colours they've chosen. I believe that's Mossy Meadow and Mint Macaron and Blushing Bride, I believe. Love that combination. So I'm just going to show you how I decorated that. First of all, I measured obviously my chocolate bar, and then from there I went on and decided what measurements I needed. I think I've said to you before, when you're making anything, if you like with the edges, if you know you're going to pop it into a box, you need to allow an extra ½ inch or an inch or whatever side it is onto your measurements to make sure that it fits. And the same goes for here, you know, on your edges, and you add ½ inch. I say I've done this before with you, so I'm sure I don't need to tell you. I don't want you to think, oh my God, she keeps repeating herself. Anyway, piece of card. I'm not going to cut anything off this edge. I'm going to put it in long ways, and I'm going to cut it at 9.5 inches. Nine and a half inches. Now, if I was to, let's have a look. 9.5. So I probably said that this was 8.5 inches, and then I added an extra. So yeah, that is how I do mine. Oops. Right. Anyway, distracted. So leave it in your cutter, because you're now going to score at 3 inches. 3.5 inches, because that leaves my ½ inch, and then again at 6.5 inches, then 7 inches. You're then going to turn it, and I always use this ½ inch this side because it's much easier to hold onto the paper this side. ½ inch this side, and then turn it round, and then ½ inch the other side. Okay, right. Now, I don't know about you, but it's quite difficult for me to see my score lines in here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold them. This will make it a little bit easier for me to see my score lines. I think it's very bright in here. I hope everybody else is okay. As I say, I know an awful lot of people now that's got a cold. I have tested myself to make sure I haven't got COVID, because people kept telling me that a cold could be the symptom if you've been double jabbed. But no, as I say, I've done a few tests now from home and I haven't got COVID. Right, this is what you're aiming for your base to look like. Okay, now with your short edge at the top, you are going to cut out down to that first, to the second score line. Okay, and you're just going to cut them out. Now I'm going to pop a little dot so I know where to start and finish. Using my big scissors today. Cut that off. Oops. Yes, I've been feeling very sorry for myself. I don't get ill very often. I mean, as a wife and a mother, you're used to not totally relaxing. Excuse me, when you're poorly. But fortunately, I've been able to do that this time. I've needed to. Okay, oops, I've turned it upside down. Don't make that mistake. Okay, so you've cut out that those two edges on that side. Now the next thing you're going to do, over here you should have two little squares. These are going to be your tabs, and you're going to cut up, up, and up here, and then you're going to just notch them so they look like that. Okay. How are you dealing with all the rain? My word, I've not seen that much rain for a long time. It's been absolutely bucketing it down here. I have to get myself timed to run out here before I get soaking wet. Right, now this top edge, I've got my own what is it called? Edge rounder, for want of a better word. So any edge rounder will do. You don't have to do that, but I like the look of that. So the next thing you're going to do is you are going to stick this together. You can pop some glue on your little flaps here. They will go up, and you, oops, always looks cack-handed when I'm on the video, and you're going to just seal them. Let's do it, and then it's easier to show you. Right, where's my glue? Where's my glue? You need wet glue for this, really. You need to give it a bit of stability, for it to hold. I've left my tool indoors. I've told you my husband made me this brilliant tool to hold my glue. In fact, I might have it here. I do. And my little contraption here. Looks quite weird, doesn't it? But it fits my Tombow, and it's great because it keeps it loaded. And it keeps it to the top. So do that one. Do that one. Right, I'm gonna put the flat under the back, under this one. Okay. Try and line it up best you can. Just hold it for a minute. Well, not a minute, but hold it for a few seconds for it to catch. And do the same this side. I also had a heart monitor. I've had a heart monitor attached to me for a week, and the little pads that they put on you, you've probably seen them in films and things, you know, where they attach the electrical probe thing. Well, they're like that, stuck on your chest and on your side. Well, the plaster, I'm allergic to the plaster. So now, I took it off this morning because I had to have it on a week. But I took it off this morning and I've got really bad sore underneath both areas. So I'm really not having a very good time at the minute. But I'm here. I'm trying to get me glue. I don't want to squeeze it too hard because it lands up, for me, it always lands up in a great big blob if I push too hard. I think I must have a little bit of a blockage in the nozzle actually, because it's not coming out even though I'm pinching it and it's upside down. I'm not getting very far. Right, now when you do the sides, make sure that you're gluing the right side. You want the side pieces to face the back because you don't want to see them when your box is shut. There we go. That's it. That is all there is to it. It's just, I think the thing is with boxes, get scared with boxes. If you just remember to add those extra half inches or whatever it is. You know, you just need to measure the depth, the width and the depth. Don't the width, the length and the depth. It's the depth you have to remember. You know, it's easy just to, for covering something, I just add an extra inch each side. So if something measured 6 inches and I wanted to cover it, I would add an inch here and an inch here, inch there and an inch there. So it would be, it's 6 inches across, it would be 8 inches piece of card I wanted. You know, and then if it was 3 inches this way, I would want it 4, 5. So I would want a 5 by 8 inch piece of paper to cover it. But then you've got to add the depth. If you were adding depth, you know, like a bar of chocolate, I would say 1/2 inch depth would be fine, unless you've got one of these really nice big chunky ones. Then I would add perhaps a bit further, but 1/2 inch is ample to add on each edge, because obviously that's your bar of chocolate, isn't it? You've added your 1/2 inch that side and that side. So basically when you've added it, you've added an inch each side. Okay, anyway, right, now to cover it, I cut a piece of Blushing Bride that will sit here. Now I know you're screaming at me that I should have done my punch first, but I found it easier to stick the card down first and then punch it. Then they were both done at the same time. I know other people probably do it much better way than that, but at the end of the day, it is for a bar of chocolate. But as I say, it's one of my favourite projects to do, covering or making things for things. Yeah, I always remember as a child going to the Christmas bazaars that they used to hold at church halls, and you know, being in awe of all the little gifts and things that people used to make and, you know, sell. I loved it, which is perhaps one of the reasons why I love crafting. Right, I've got an inch punch. I'm not sure if these are this is in my stash. I'm sure a lot of you have got your own punches. You can go as deep or as not as you like. So I'm just guesstimating that that's in the middle and I'm going to punch. There we go, done. So that is the inside. I didn't give you the measurements, did I? This one I think is 2 7/8, if I'm correct. Yeah, 2 7/8 by 7 1/8. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah, 2 7/8 by 7 1/8. Now I'm going to cover the top, and this piece measures 7 by 2 1/4. Then I've cut my DSP. This measures 6 7/8 by 2 1/8, and that just gives a very tiny border around there. I did round my edges. I don't like it when it does that. I can hear someone shouting outside. What, is someone leaving? Okay. I did round 2 of the corners on mine. You don't have to. You can keep yours square if you wish. Oh, that one didn't cut properly. There we go. Just pop it back in just in case. Oh dear. I think I was being a bit naughty actually, because I punched, didn't I, this bit. and the glue was under there, so it might be a little bit sticky, so I'll have to give it a bit of a spray later. So then I've got to layer this now onto here. Let's get that out of the way. So this goes on here. So it's just a very small border. I always manage to not get that side bit, top bit straight. Right, that is that. And that goes onto the front of my little box. I think it's so pretty, this paper. So very pretty. I think I'll just give this a bit of a shave. Go. I think I might just put my phone on silent on there. Hopefully nobody's going to ring me. Okay, now I'm going to pop this on here. I can still see a bit on there. This looks a bit messy, I'm afraid. I can't find my other one. I've got two. One that I use for really dark card, as you can see, blacks and things. And then I've got another one that I use for soft, lighter colours. But I can't find the lighter colour one. Okay, I'm going to add that onto there. Yeah, do you remember going to bazaars and things? I remember Mum giving me, you know, I don't know, it might be 10 pence in the old days, not 10p, 10 pence. And going to see what I could buy, and I could generally get a rubber or some pencils or something like that. I mean, if you were really lucky, you could get some like little bag of bath salts, you know, for your mum for Christmas. Used to love it, absolutely love it. Right, so that's the front of the box. I cut out a label, or a couple of labels, from the pillar box die. I think I showed it to you, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did, but just in case I didn't, because the brain's not working properly. Oh, they're my little die cuts. Sorry. I cut this label out twice, one for the inside and one for on the top, and then I also cut it out of this beautiful paper. This was a Celebration paper. I'm sorry, but I'm going to keep using it until it's all run out. I'm sure a lot of you managed to get your hands on some of that. Yeah, so that is going to go on it. Now, could be a bit of a waste, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut it in half, because I want to layer it like that. But that, oh, it don't matter. It don't, mind you, it does matter, because you might want to use that other half for another one. So we will cut it in half like that. If I've done it wrong, then tough. There we go. So I shall lay that on there, not until I've done my stamping. And I'm going to be using, I'm going to have to take a drink. Cold coffee, not the best. Wishing you Christmas cheer and magical moments that last all year, from the Whimsical Trees. So when this first came out, I definitely wanted the papers. The papers were the first thing on my list, because I love anything shiny. But this didn't talk to me at all when it first came out, but I've seen some beautiful cards made from this. And I particularly love this, and I love these too. So that's what made me get them, and that'll probably stay in my stash now. Right, I've already loaded the stamp onto my block, my dirty block. Right, now I have found with this, you have to be quite careful, and I think I've even got too much on now. I'll give it a go. I've actually got myself some spare labels because I know that this ink pad is very juicy, and I don't want it to. That doesn't look straight, Jan. There we go. I know I've got to tilt it slightly because I haven't got it on quite straight and I can't be bothered to get it off. That's not bad, is it? That's pretty good. More luck than judgment. Okay, so now that that's done, just going to give it a little minute to, just in case, just give it a little minute. My next job will be to, I want to use one of these, and I'm going to use this one, even though it's going off the page. You don't know that. No one is going to look at that and say, oh, look, she's cut a bit off there. So I'm just going to cut this one out. So pretty. It's unusual too to see these colours together. So Mossy Meadow, Mint Macaron and Blushing Bride. Beautiful. Bit of fussy cutting, ladies, I know you don't like it, but you'll get used to it. Keep practicing. Yeah, I find it really therapeutic now. In fact, when I'm saying in the evenings when I'm indoors, I don't like to just sit there idle. With my junk journals, I cut out. And they're not junk journals. I don't like that word, junk journals. I'm not into the steampunky type ones. I like the pretty ones, you know, with the butterflies and the flowers and things. And you're always cutting out flowers or butterflies. And I can sit there for hours at night just cutting them out. I say I find it really quite therapeutic. I've gone all quiet. This is what happens in my classes. Give them plenty of cutting out to do or colouring, and then it's quiet for a little while. No offence, ladies, of course. Right. So, you might think that looks horrible, but do you know what? No one's going to notice. No one is going to notice. And I've just pinched them together to make them look a bit prickly. And that is going to sit on the edge of my little sentiment there. I'm going to pop the... Do you know what? I think I've cut out the wrong one. I wanted a bigger one than that. I wanted a bigger one. Look, on here, look, I've got all the scroll bits in it. That's what I wanted. So I think I might have to cut it out again. I'll keep that one though for later. But I won't be happy if I've got the wrong one. So there it is there. Quite like that colour. I wonder if that colour would look nicer. I wonder if you'd be able, or will you lose it when it goes onto the page? I think you might lose it. So we'll grab this one here. I mean, it is sacrilege to actually cut off, cut it there, because I've lost all that side now, but I've got plenty of it. I made sure I've got plenty so that I don't ever run out. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go all the way through all the scrolls and everything. Well, I might, but not right down. So I have missed doing my videos. I haven't missed the pressure, obviously, but I have missed creating. I say, but to be honest, I sat in my chair indoors for, well, when I had the reaction to the flu jab, it knocked me out for a couple of days. I was just sleeping. So it's just my body's way of telling me to slow down. You know, I have been, oh, I'm right up close. I'm really sorry. I didn't think about that. Right up close to you there. Can see all my liver spots on my hands. I'm afraid I don't do nails either. I've told you before. I cannot work with long nails. I tried having false nails, and I've tried having long nails for myself, and I just do not get on with them. I cannot work. And I hate it when they bend backwards, especially when you're making the bed. So they have to go. So sorry about that. You had my hands full on right up here. Right, that's better. That's much better. Don't you think? It's much better. Anyway, I'm really waffling a lot today. I'm sorry. I'm not used to it again, am I? Right, I'm going to stick this together. And I'm just going to pop some Tombow on the back here. It might take a few minutes to grab. So I'm not going to do a lot with it. Should we have a lot showing? Let's have a lot. That's lovely. Nice. Yep, and I think we caught it with the glue. Fits perfectly, doesn't it? Obviously, because it's the same size, but I think it looks beautiful. I copied that idea off of somebody else. Kim V, I think she's been doing it lately, adding little glitter bits at the bottom. I think it's great. Right. Just pop that on there. And then that's all ready to go onto my box. Now, what I've found is that this actually, you know, once it's got chocolate in it, it shuts itself, you know, quite solid. You can if you want to. Well, I will let you into a secret. I tried putting a piece of Velcro on the back. Now, I don't know if you can see. Look, it wasn't very successful. Let's take it back a bit. No, it's not going to focus. Maybe there. There we go. I put a piece of Velcro top to bottom, and it just ripped it straight off. You know, it was, I don't know, it was too thin, or I don't know what it was, but it didn't work. But I've actually found that this keeps itself closed with the I don't know what it is, the shape maybe, I don't know, and the weight of the chocolate, but it keeps itself closed. So I'm not worrying about a closure on this. If you wanted to, you could put a magnet. You could put a magnet under here and under this. Sorry. As I say, it is just a bar of chocolate at the end of the day. So I wouldn't worry too much. And this is looking like it will start to close. So I'm sure once I've got a bar of chocolate in there, it will close. So watch out when you're putting this on here. You might think, oh, I'll put that in the centre. And then when you put it down, you know, it starts coming off the edge, or whatever. I think this actually looks, what I like about this is it actually looks like a little buckle. To me, it looks like a little buckle. So I've closed this as far as it will possibly go. And know that it's around about there that I need to put it. So I'm going to pop some glue on. I'm sorry if I keep going out of focus. I forget how close I am to the camera. Alright, so I need to be about there. So straight. You do kind of lose this a little bit. But when you sort of fluff it up, you can actually see that it's there. Turn it over. Probably not too straight if that side's poking up. I don't care, That looks fine to me, absolutely fine. I'm happy with that. Now I just popped one of these underneath, and say I didn't intend to pop one of these underneath. It was purely because I'd put the Velcro on it. I'm being honest with you now. Because I put the Velcro on it, it ripped all the cardstock, and I thought I can't redo this one all over again. You know, let's get some rubbish out of here. I can't do it all over again. I've got to put something in there, and I thought, well, you do need to put something for them to write on. So I thought it was quite a nice idea to pop another one of these down. You can't see it. Yeah. I'll just pop that there, and then I shall just cut myself. Fussy cutting again, ladies, I'm afraid. I'm going to cut myself the same colour because I do like that little green. I love papers that I can fussy cut because I never seem to be able to create a card that has a fussy background. You know, I've never been able to create something that, you know, that would be the background. I would be looking at it thinking, right, okay, what do I do now? You know, what do I do? So I'm always grateful for pieces of card that have, piece of paper rather, that have things that I can cut out. And when I'm purchasing papers, I specifically look for papers that I can chop up. So I do love just plain and simple. I've said it a million times, repeat myself. At least it's not raining now. My word, I've been getting soaked every time I try and come out here. You'd think I'd learn and take a brolly with me, wouldn't you? But I don't. I'm doing it again. I'm right up in your face, look, with this. I should be down here cutting. It's because I'm standing up. And I'm looking at it. Oh, well, I'm sure somebody will tell me how much it's annoyed them when they leave me the feedback. Hey-ho. I'm just trying to brighten your day. Just going to pop that there. And then the last little job that I've got to do is add a pretty, what do you call them? Rhinestone. Find me rhinestone packet. I've had classes, as I say, I had a class yesterday and beginning of the week, and the pretties have been out. We've been doing lots of glittering and lots of rhinestones. I always have trouble finding them afterwards. Here we go, just pop a little small one on that one. So it'd be a nice surprise when you open that up, and there you go. That is it. That is how I decorated that one. I'm not going to decorate the other one. You've probably had enough of me now. You're probably saying, I hope she goes away for another couple of weeks. Right, ladies, thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm sorry if I have been up in your face with my hands. I must remember not to do that, but can't guarantee. Anyway, I hope you all have a good week. And all my contact details are down below. All the products that I've used today are also listed down below. So if ever you wanted to purchase anything from me, you can just click on the link and it'll take you directly to my shop. Anything else that I can think of? No. I also run classes if anybody would be interested. You're in the UK, obviously, and you're down this half of the country. If you would like to come along to one of my classes, I do all-day classes. I do one-to-ones. I can do a class for you for a party. You know, if you want, what can I say, if you were having a hen party or something and you wanted to bring a few friends along to create some projects to make for the evening, or you wanted to do some bride favours or anything like that, or if you've got some teenage youngsters, you know, young teenagers obviously, who like to craft and you'd like to bring them along, as long as the adult comes along with them, I'm quite happy to do a class. Obviously not too big, only a few. Yeah, I'm pretty open to any suggestions of what projects you want to do, and timings. I work from home, so um, it'll obviously check the diary and everything. But yeah, if you know you want to come along as a one-off with your a couple of friends, I'm quite happy to do that. I'm not asking anybody for a commitment. Um, yeah. Anyway, um, all my contact details are down below under the show more bit, below the video. And thanks again for hanging on in there and watching me mumbling away and being in your face with my hands. Um, I hope you all have a good week, and I'll speak to you all again next week. See you later now. Bye bye.